I'm talking today to Thomas Hesse, who is the CEO of Explainer DC. Thomas, tell me how Explainer DC started and what you do in Ghana.
Okay. Explainer DC is a web development company. We started in 2002 as a subsidiary of a Dutch web development company. It was their first subsidiary. They decided to go to Africa because there was nothing in Africa where the internet was concerned. And started in 2002. My wife and I came in 2003 to manage the company.
And what kind of clients did you find in those days?
Banks largely, travel agents, hospitality industry, so a few hotels, and Ghana Telecom was an early customer.
And what was the state of the internet at that point? How easy was it to use and how much did it cost?
It was very expensive.
Yeah.
There were very few people that were using it. The connectivity was extremely expensive. There were no, and still are no, until very recently, local data centers. There was no internet exchange. So all the internet connectivity, all the traffic went through Europe. So it was very slow, very tedious.
And what has changed in the time since then to now? What are the big changes that have occurred?
That's a long time. That's 10 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, things were bound to change. Connectivity has gotten a lot better, especially last year when Main 1 arrived and the second fiber cable on the ocean floor, which drastically reduced prices. They came in at 20% of the price of a SAT3 connection through Vodafone.
You were saying prices had gone from 5,000 to 800 per meg wholesale.
For wholesale,
Yeah.
It's still very expensive for retail.
Yeah.
It's still about $2,000 for a 1 meg dedicated connection if you go through one of the ISPs, other than Vodafone, who are offering a broadband connection for roughly 300 cedis. That's a lot less, but there's also a difference in the whole package, in the type of service that you get.
And the difference presumably is that it's quite contended and the quality is not always great.
It's not always on. You know, there are sometimes the connectivity fails. It's a bit difficult to get the type of service that a business needs. But it's very good value for money.
So, in terms of local content on the internet, now the bandwidth is here, what sort of local content is there?
Mainly the radio stations have their My Joy Online, Peace FM, a lot of news, classifieds, that sort of thing. Ghana Web, which by the way is a Dutch initiative.
Right.
Business Ghana. There's the local content is very much limited to news type of information.
So there's not information in depth of any kind, really?
No, it's slowly starting, but not yet. No.
So what is the position in terms of Facebook? Because I understand that has been a big success in
That's
the world.
huge.
Yes.
So the number of Ghanaians with a Facebook profile now is roughly 750,000. That's about 60% of the people with an internet connection, so that's a lot. It's grown in the last year and a half from about 330,000 in October 2009. So quite a massive increase. Grows with about 25,000 profiles per month. So it's that's grown very fast.
And most people access the internet where? At home on a fixed line, or a connection of some kind at home, or on mobile?
Well, internet cafes are still very popular and very, very well used. There are people that have a connection at home, but that's rare, that's few. I believe there's about 300,000 or 400,000 landlines in the country. So the number of broadband connections is limited to that maximum. There are more and more people with data on their mobile phone. Roughly about 5% of mobile phone users have data, which translates to about 1 million mobile phone users with access to the internet.
Yeah.
And there's about 1.3 million internet users with, let's say, traditional internet connection.
Yeah. And I understand that you have set up a data center with various partners, and it's slightly complicated. So just run me through the complicated bit, and then we'll talk about the data center.
Yeah. Okay. There is no data center in Ghana, or has not been a data center in Ghana, and you know it's very important for the development of the industry. So about 4 years ago, I started with trying to set up a data center. We set up a partnership with a Dutch hosting company. We got funding from the Dutch government, and we started the establishment of the data center. It's only about now that we are starting to be operational, and we is a partnership with Busy Internet in particular. They are providing the hosting and some of the other, and obviously, you know, Busy Internet is a very good name in the industry with a very wide connection to business and private users.
And how will this change use of the internet in the medium to long term in Ghana?
Well, potentially it will change everything quite dramatically. It will make internet much faster, and it will make internet much cheaper. Ghana is, I think, the best connected, internally the best connected country in Africa. I think it has the most fiber of the whole of Africa, and even better than South Africa. So if all the traffic on the internet, which now goes abroad, roughly about 95% now goes abroad, if that can all be contained within the country, then speeds will go up dramatically because there's hardly any latency. And costs will obviously go down because the expensive part of internet connectivity now is the international connectivity through Sat3 or the satellite or Main 1. So it allows for the establishment of local content, and it allows for very fast access to that local content.
Thomas, thanks for talking to me today.
Thank you.